Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare an ancient Roman religious offering for the goddess Cybele, called Moretum, according to the description that we read in the Fasti, written by the poet Ovid. We start with ingredients. We need cheese and aromatic herbs, garlic mustard, lesser calamint, savory, pennyroyal, meadow sage, and chives. First, we need to harvest some herbs. In the text, it is not specified which ones to use, just that they must be wild. So we pick some edible herbs that grow in the near woods and fields. During our hike, we also found a cute wild baby animal that we will show you at the end of the video. The Fasti are a fundamental source for ancient Roman religion and mythology, in which we also find information about the various festivities celebrated during the year. In the fourth book, we read that in spring it was celebrated a festival for Cybele, the Great Mother, with a ritual offering, a moretum prepared with wild herbs and cheese. The reason is explained in the poem. The cult of this goddess refers to a time in which agriculture was not invented yet, and the ancestors ate just milk and the products spontaneously offered by the soil. This moretum is a priscus cibus for a priscadea, we read in the text, which means that it is an ancestral food for an ancestral goddess. Food offerings are very common in Roman culture, especially made with very common ingredients, such as cereals, honey, cheese, wine, and other staple foods. We prepared in the past a ritual libum with honey from the Fasti. You find the link in the description below. Cybele is a goddess that in some way recalls Ceres, Demeter in Greek culture, an ancient mother goddess who recalls a time of abundance, in which the earth spontaneously produced fruits. We analyzed the myth of Demeter in the past when we prepared the Kykeon. However, Cybele is more similar to the Greek goddess Rhea, mother of Zeus, Jupiter in Roman mythology, who hid his son against her husband Cronos, intentioned to devour all his children. The reason why the procession for Cybele is accompanied by percussion instruments and tibia, a wind instrument, is that the Corybantes, to protect the newborn god, hid his cries with the clatter of their shields. In the Homeric hymn to the Mother of the Gods, we find some of the characteristics attributed to Cybele, among which that she is the mother of all, and she cherishes the song of the percussions and aulos, the Greek equivalent to Roman tibia, the howl of the wolves and the call of the lions, the echoing mountains, the wooded valleys. We found several edible herbs and we chose some of them. There is no need to prepare this recipe with the ones we used. You may make your moretum with the ones you have at your disposal, but if you want to make an offer to Cybele, as a Roman would do, you should choose wild herbs. We found meadow sage, which is delicate and very pleasant, with a flavor milder than cultivated sage. Then two herbs whose flavor is very similar to mint, but stronger and more aromatic, which are pennyroyal and lesser calamint. Savory that in this season here covers entire glades with its beautiful flowers. Then garlic mustard, which gives a pleasant pungent flavor to the dishes. And finally chives. We prepared in the past two recipes for moretum, one from the pseudo-Virgilian poem Moretum, the other from Columellas, De Re Rustica. The recipes are quite different, but characterized by the presence of two fundamental ingredients, herbs and cheese, Columella's recipes add nuts and seeds, such as walnuts and sesame seeds, and both the authors require olive oil and vinegar. However, in the preparation of the offering to Cybele, we exclusively used cheese and herbs mentioned by Ovid, excluding oil and vinegar, that necessarily require cultivation, and are absent in an early civilization based on harvesting and pastoralism. You find the links for the 2 recipes of Moretum in the description below. To know more about the culinary traditions of ancient Rome, check out our book, Ancient Roman Cooking, and our Patreon page, in which you find several articles on historical food and translations of ancient and medieval sources. If you are interested in the passage between ancient and medieval cooking, read the Observatione Ciborum, early medieval recipes at the court of the Franks. If you want information about late medieval cooking, check out Registrum Coquine, a medieval cookbook. To support our work, you can also buy us a beer or purchase our merchandise. You find all the links in the description below. This Moretum was delicious, full of different flavors. The flowers of savory and meadow sage, in particular, gave a delicate fragrance to the mixture of cheese. We shaped it as a cake since it is a religious offering, but we may prepare it as a ball or use a fresh cheese without pounding it in the mortar, obtaining in this way a creamy texture. There are plenty of possibilities to prepare this Moretum, depending on the herbs and cheese we use. Probably the correct way to eat this Moretum is on its own, since it is a dish that should predate agriculture. But we may pair it with an ancient bread, for instance bread with poppy seed or mustachey. You find the links in the description below. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, subscribe our channel and consider supporting us on Patreon.